You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And in today's show, from the crib, because the Knicks just finished up their first Summer League game where they beat the Golden State Warriors 101 to 88. We're going to break all this stuff down. Not in the studio, was just at the house, finished watching the game, and was like, you know what? I want to chop it up with the real ones, the New York Knicks Now subscribers that tune into every single video about what went down in the first Summer League game. It was fun. It was exciting. We got to see the young guys play. We got to see some guys fight for their lives to make this roster because realistically, that's what it is for some players at this point in their career. They're doing everything they can to fight on this roster, and that's what the Summer League is here for. I love the Summer League. You get to see people that don't play a lot. You get to see assistant coaches turn into head coaches. You get to really just build experience in every part of your organization. The New York Knicks are doing that. They're 1-0. It was fun to watch. Let's break down some stats. But before that, this is why you subscribe to New York Knicks Now, because even though we're not at the studio, no fancy graphics, no headset. I know you guys love that a whole bunch. But look, this is why you subscribe. When Knicks news and rumors break, we break it down. We get it to you guys faster than anybody else. Or when they play in the freaking Summer League and their first game happens, we're going to chop it up. We're going to embrace debate. We're going to rock the comment section because that's why we're called Chat Sports, because we rely on audience interaction. So let me know how you're feeling about the Summer League game, the first one where the Knicks, they beat the Warriors 101 to 88. Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section. And if you guys want more videos like this about the Summer League after every single game, hit that like button so I can get a better idea if this is like content that you guys want, to consistently have. But to break it down, some standout players. Ferron Hunt. It was the Ferron Hunt show. Finished with 17 points, but it was the dunks and the transition and what he did. It looked like he was having an in-game dunk competition. Seriously, he was throwing down windmills, tomahawk, two-hand jams, but he also looked good on the defensive side of the court. He had 7 steals, 17 points, 7 steals, 3 rebounds. He looked good. He was efficient. I liked when he put the ball on the deck and attacked the rim. He's extremely athletic. He's bouncy. Played with the Knicks G League team last year, also with the Mavs affiliate. He averaged like 18 points last year combined with both teams, but he really impressed in this game. And the thing I thought the most impressive, not the dunks and all that, that was cool, but the speed at which he played with. When he got up in the open court, he put one dribble on the deck and he was already at the rim on the other side of the court. And this was someone that was leaking out a little bit, but I think that comes back to basketball IQ. When you can see a jump shot leave a shooter's hand, you can kind of see where the rebound's going to go. And if you see it's going to your guy, like Hunt did a lot of the night, he leaked out and got an easy dunk. That's what this Knicks team needs. It needs to get back to getting easy buckets. You don't always have to grind out a bucket in the half court. And tonight in the Summer League, they weren't doing that. Ferron Hunt was awesome. He did have an injury that he left in the third quarter with, sat out for like 8 minutes and came back in the fourth and finished it up. He looked good, but let's be honest. He's 23 years old playing in the Summer League. If he wasn't, I don't want to say dominating, but not playing well, I would be concerned because he is on a two-way contract with the New York Knicks right now. And if you're 23 and you can't go and dominate the Summer League or play well, that's a problem. Imagine Cam Reddish in the Summer League. He's still 22 years old. It would have been fun to see him. He doesn't have to do it. He's proved it at this point. At least he doesn't need the Summer League, but you get what I'm saying. 23, you should dominate. Another player that played poorly in the first half, but I felt like it was just some jitters and he was rushing it a little bit. But he played really well in the second half, and that's Quentin Grimes. And that's who I think a lot of people were mainly focused on coming into game one because he had those quotes where he said he wanted to dominate Summer League. He's going to step up as a leader and a captain and be more aggressive on the offensive end, and he was. He got up 14 threes. He shot 21 shots overall. He hit his first shot of the game. It was a catch and shoot three. He's one of the best in the business at that, just catching the pill and letting it fly. We know he has one of the smoothest looking jump shots in the NBA, but he started off really slow. Was 1-9 to start the game. Felt like he was rushing, couldn't make many shots. Got up a buzzer beater before the end of the first quarter. So the stats looked bad, but if you were watching, they were good shots. Forced a couple of them, but you could feel a little bit that he was feeling it, if you know what I mean. But the second half, he came to play. Went 1-9 in the first half, finished 8 for 21 in the game, which means if my math is correct, I'm not that great at math. That's why I talk sports for a living. He was 7 of 12 in the second half, finishing up with, I think it was 24 points for Grimes. But it wasn't just how he got hot in the second half from the floor. Just because he was inefficient and wasn't able to get it to go down from the field in the first half from three and from 2-point land, that didn't stop him from contributing in other areas. He was still that lockdown defender that he was. And we saw last year in the NBA in his rookie season. But the best part was he did have 2 steals. He also had 8 assists. We saw a different player tonight. We saw someone that had confidence to put the ball on the deck and get other involved. Just thinking off the top of my head, I remember 3 plays specifically where he put the ball on the deck, crossed over, and delivered 3 really nice passes, which ended up in buckets. And it was just like we didn't see that from Grimes because he wasn't really asked to do that. But he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He was a big-time player, big-time recruit. Didn't work out at Kansas. Then he went to Houston, and he played really well. But he has all the skills that you need to be great. Wasn't great in the first half. He was great in the second half. Ended up 24 points. Ended up shooting 4 of 14 from three. A lot of that was from the first half. Caught fire. But it was the way he affected the game on defense and also getting everybody involved by being I don't want to say a point guard, but an initiator of the offense and a creator. 8 assists. He looked really good. Another player that looked good was Jericho Bagman Sims because he just signed a 3-year contract and he showed that he was worth every single penny tonight. He was a plus 12 and the plus minus, had 16 points, 10 rebounds, and he just looked like a stronger player. We know he's built and rocked up, and this is Summer League, so he's not going up against, real NBA guys. But he showed that he was the strongest guy on the court, and he was just manhandling people in the paint. He was really good on the glass. What was it? 10 plus boards, had some really good blocks, finished a lot of alley-oops, was good in the pick and roll. I thought he set some really good hard screens. But the athleticism that this kid has, when he decides to jump, he can look down in the rim. It's that crazy. Remember the Gerald Green dunk where he blew the candle out in the dunk contest on the rim? He does, Jericho Sims does that every single time when he dunks. It's crazy. He's super athletic. Last year, it felt like he wasn't really up to speed yet. Showed flashes, of course, but today in the Summer League, albeit I understand, I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid too much. I know it's the Summer League, but I'm excited. I got to watch New York Knicks basketball today. I know you're excited, but he looked good. I liked seeing Sims out on the court. It's going to be a second year coming out of Texas, and with Taj Gibson being waived today, he's going to play some minutes. Just because they signed Isaiah Hartenstein does not mean Sims isn't going to play. He showed tonight in the Summer League he deserves to play. Miles McBride, he looked really good as well. Kind of like Quentin Grimes. I felt like he was a little bit slow and unaggressive in the first half. One of my notes is I would have liked to seen him be more of an orchestrator and kind of guy that got everyone set on offense in the first half. At the end of the second quarter, the game kind of got sped up, and you could see the young Knicks were kind of not all that organized. And I feel like McBride, a second-year player, now in the Summer League, that should be what he should be focused on. We need him to be a floor general because we know he's a great defender. He showed that tonight. Him and Grimes' on-ball defense was really spectacular to watch. That was fun. We know he's going to be great there. It's what can he give you on the offensive end? And he has a good enough handle and a strong enough IQ, in my opinion, to take that next step as a floor general because we know he can create in the mid-range and hit the three. It's that next step I want to see him take as a pick-and-roll distributor, creator, and an organizer and a tone and, spacing setter in the half court. I feel like he didn't do that in the first half. Second half he did. He finished up playing a pretty well game. He had 14 points and 7 assists. Solid game for McBride. Shot 30% from the field, only went 3 of 10, and he was 5 of 5 from the line. But he was 3 of 8 from 3, 37.5%. So that's always good. Anytime you're north of 35, that's a good ball game. What about the rookie? Let's talk about Trevor Keels. So we've talked about Grimes. Ferron Hunt had a great game. We talked about McBride, Sims. What about Trevor Keels? His raw stats, if you didn't watch the game, don't look good. He finished with 3 points, and it was in the first quarter. He caught a pass where he was sitting in the corner and let it fly from 3. The stroke looked good. Pause. But it did look good. He looked confident. He stepped into the jumper. It was a sweet release. He has that in his bag. But the rest of the game on offense, strictly scoring-wise, it felt rushed. He never really got into his rhythm, missed a couple open threes. But what I saw from him when he put the ball on the ground and got to the rim and created for others, that's where it was impressive. I think Trevor Keels has a lot of intrigue as a playmaker. Finished with just 2 assists, but both of them were off really nice passes. got the guy the ball in a scoring position. And look, when you can do that, that's what you got to do. He's on that two-way contract. He signed that today. He's going to be going back and forth from the G League like McBride and like Jericho Sims did last year. Hopefully he can show it because, look, the Knicks always could use another young piece. I like what he brings. I think he's a good defender. He has that nasty bulldog mentality. He's a strong guy. I think he could be a contributor a couple years down the line, but he's got to prove it now. Lastly, before we get on out of here, Jean Montero. He didn't play all that much. Let me get the exact minutes on Montero because I know a lot of people. He finished with 9 minutes. He had, because I don't remember off the top of my head, and I don't got all the graphics to rely on like I do at the studio, finished with 4 points. But you could see the quickness he had when he put the ball on the ground. He can get to the rack anytime he wants. He is very small, though. I mean, he's 6'1", 175 pounds. That was the biggest concern from him coming from the overtime elite league. I know a lot of players or a lot of fans were excited to see him get burned tonight. Didn't get as much as we thought. I think down the line in Summer League, Grimes will start to play less as well as McBride, and that will give more minutes to a guy like him. And let's see if he can create an opportunity and get these fans behind him after a game in the Summer League. Because I know as a Knicks fan, and I know you guys watching, we like to overreact to things. We thought Kevin Knox was going to be the next great thing because he was a first-team All-Summer League player. But we know what you do in Summer League is only to get an idea of what a player can do. Don't base everything you see off Summer League. Let's wait to see training camp, preseason, regular season, and then we get a better idea. It was fun talking to you guys. I appreciate it. A quick wrap up. Ferron Hunt, he was awesome. He was the star of the show. I mean, that's what you're going to be seeing everywhere. 17 points, had a plethora of amazing dunks. Quentin Grimes, bad first half, great second half. Jericho Sims looked really strong, played really well, was good on the glass, blocked a couple shots, alley-oops. He was super athletic and energetic like he always is. Trevor Keels, shaky night from the floor, looked good as a distributor and a creator on the offensive end. And John Montero didn't get to play that much, only 9 minutes. I appreciate everyone that watched today's video. Second one of the day. Had to get you guys a video from the crib because when the Knicks play, I just want to talk to my homies about the New York Knicks. Look, let's do a real one roll call. It's something we've been doing on the show recently. I feel like it's working really well because it gives me an idea of the real ones. And I like to respond to everyone that types real one in the comment section. So if you made it this far in the video, I want you to go in the comment section and type real one right now so I know where my real ones are at. Real one stand up, real one roll call. I'll see you guys on the next New York Knicks Now.